Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Rants About Tech Live for Thursday, December 26th, 2024. We're the day after Christmas here. Appreciate everyone for joining me this morning. We got a sunny day in Philadelphia, which is, I'm assuming it's uncommon for right now, even though it's mostly sunny in Philadelphia all the time. We got snow yesterday. It was pretty cloudy, but we did have a white Christmas yesterday. I hope you guys had a decent Christmas as well. We're going to talk about what everybody got today. That's one of the things we're going to do. We don't have much to talk about today, but we're going to definitely talk about what everybody got. And maybe talk about the update that was released as well for the Supernote platform. We're going to talk about that as well. Oh my goodness, let me get the sound over here. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. So good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get the air horns going for the members here. I think we got a few members in here today. We got Mr. Media in here. How's it going, Mr. Media? We got Max in here. Good morning, you guys. We got Mike in here. We got my brother Larry in here. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for joining me. We're going to look at a few videos today, too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Christmas presents, Christmas gifts, whatever you guys got, whatever you guys want to rant and rave about. And we're also going to talk about, like I said, the Supernote platform. And we're going to talk about some YouTube stuff. So we're watching YouTube videos today. Also, we're going to look at some Reddit stuff. So there was some good stuff happening on Reddit yesterday. Reddit doesn't take a day off. Reddit just, it doesn't care. It doesn't take a day off at all. Morning, Dan. How's it going? Let's get the air horns going for Dan. How's it going, man? Good morning, Dan. Are you guys at work today? Is today a work day? I know a few people were off today. I didn't know if today was a normal work day for a lot of people. As you can see, it's a normal work day for me. I don't take any days off. I don't take no days off. I'm working on something all the time. All right, anything good? So let's talk about you guys. Christmas. Did anybody get the Mansion for Christmas? This year was a record year for people gifting gifts to themselves this year. This year was a give gifts to yourself kind of year. Record numbers were set. Anybody buy a eInk device for themselves? All right, so today is a work day for a lot of you guys. Okay. My brother took some days off. Okay, no doubt. I saw a few videos up that I wanted to take a look at that I thought were interesting. Oh, snow tires. Yeah, you got to get those, especially where you live, brother. Upstate New York, that might as well be in Antarctica. It might as well be Antarctica. Yeah, so let's take a look at, there was an update that dropped. But yeah, you guys just post randomly whenever you feel like posting whatever you got for Christmas in the chat there. If it's something you want to talk about, I'll critique your presence. There's a few YouTube videos I want to take a look at. If I can get back here. And I'm wondering if I should just go to the YouTube homepage and then just see what they're. Whoa. Maybe they can serve me up some good stuff. So the man said 10 days ago from Ratta. Yeah. You were one of the first people to get that, Max. Mike says, I may have to blame this channel, haha, but my daughter only wants one thing, Nomad. So spent the day setting up that with her. That's awesome. She was ecstatic, fun day. Dude, that's when you have a kid that's ecstatic about tech like this, that's awesome. That is awesome. An AirPod Pro 2 that were on sale. Awesome. Is that the metal? I want those. My brother has those. I tried to convince him to sell them to me. He would not. He would not. So they must be pretty good because he would not sell them to me, even though he probably doesn't use them at all. But whatever. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So I'm gonna take a look at a couple of videos I saw. There's a few people whose opinion I respect on YouTube about their opinion on eInk devices. Voya is one of them people. So he made a video that we're gonna check out. I haven't seen it yet. Dan, you're the gift giver, okay? You're not the gift receiver. Calm down. Calm down, Dan. At our age, it's over for us, okay? It's over. we just give the gifts now. We don't get them. All right, so let's take a look at I want to take a look at Voya's my favorite purchase of 22. Oh no, this wasn't the video. We're gonna take a look at one of Max's video. Max has made a video that I thought was cool that I wanted to take a look at with you guys. It's a short video. Max is doing work though. Max is working out here, even on Christmas. He takes no days off. I'm trying to find this video that Voya did. Oh, we're gonna check out Entry Line too. Entry Line's had a video out. Oh God, dude. Okay, I can't find Voya's video. I don't know. Let's go to the home. Let's go to the YouTube home. We're gonna find Voya's video. We're gonna find Voya's video here. Can I refresh the home? Okay. Ooh, who's this? Installing the pen desktop cover. We may have to check that out. Oh no, we've already done that. We're just gonna have to go to Voya's channel. My deep. I thought he did a Manta video, but this was something else. I thought he did a list video. Maybe that was Jeffrey Moss who did the list video. Somebody did a list video that I want to check out. Did you guys see any good eInk list videos out there? I cannot find that video to save my life right now. Yeah, I can't find that list right now. I don't know why I can't find a list. Somebody did a list of best eInk devices of 2024. I thought I queued it up here to watch. Clearly, I did not. Clearly, I did not queue that up like I should have. But we're going to go ahead and watch his best device of 2024 because I think that might be interesting. Let's check it out.
Favorite purchases of 2024. Not all of them are eInk related, of course, because my interests vary. And it's a little bit of a different setting here because I got tired of the other room because I've been preparing so many videos in advance in hopes of having relearn how to actually enjoy and use.
All right, eInk purchases. Here we go.
My absolute favorite purchase of the year so far in 2024. And
what's the device of the year, chat? What's the device of the year for you guys? before we get to the other devices of the year videos. I thought about making one, but I'm like, I don't know if my opinion would even matter in the device of the year. I don't have enough of them.
That would be
Unless you care about the big three, then I have a serious
probably
opinion.
not to anyone's surprise. It will be the Boox Go 10.3. This is simply an excellent device, excellent value if what you're looking for is within this type of frame of limitations and everything, because it doesn't have a front light, etc., etc. So it's not for everyone, but for me, as the title of the video says,
That Manta device of the year, for real? Doc, what's going on? Let's get the air horns going for Doc. When Doc drop into the room, you got to get the air horns going. What's going on, Doc? We're just doing YouTube stuff. I just asked the question, what was the device of the year for everyone in the chat? And overwhelmingly, we get Manta. It just came out. What are we talking about? It hasn't even been 2 weeks, you guys. It hasn't even been 2 weeks. I'm giving mine to the Go 10.3. I might make a quick video. I might just stand in front of the camera and talk and just go to the rundown of my best devices of 2024. And put it out and watch everybody flame me in the comments. I may do it. Mr. Mike says it's not the Pen the Pen Star. The Pen Star gets the runner-up, okay? Gets the runner-up. Hans, looking for my first eInk tablet. Can't decide between the Boox Go 10.3 or the Manta. Ooh. Well, you took the question away. But assuming that question stands and you're just tweaking it a little bit, it depends on what you want. Well, it depends on what you value. Do you value note-taking over everything? Or do you value multifunction over everything? That's the question. But if you would have asked me my answer not knowing anything, the Go 10.3. It's my device of the year. I'm going to make a video proclaiming that as my device of the year. Then I'm going to make some predictions. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
My favorite purchases. For me, this is pretty much spot on. The only thing that I don't really prefer about it is that it doesn't have that flexible, thinner glass panel like the Note Air 3C does, or maybe it does have it, but because there's such a small distance between the surface of the screen and the screen, maybe that flex doesn't have enough travel.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Hans' question comes up again. So, a fat-fingered Boox. Looking for note-taking and reading tech books via PDF. I don't need color. If the reading aspect of it is huge for you, go with the Boox. Go with the Go 10.3. I just don't like the reader app on the Nomad. I don't even like the way books look on the Nomad. I'm not gonna lie. Nomad's good for a few things, but to me, the reading aspect is not it. It's not one of them. If reading is high on your list, if viewing how you want to view PDFs with options, because you don't get that many options with the Nomad. You get some options, more than I thought you did initially, but not a lot. You get an almost unlimited amount of options with the Boox platform when viewing PDFs. Remarkable and Supernote can't come close to that. So if the reading aspect of it is big for you, the Go 10.3. If note-taking and organizing your thoughts is of prime concern to you, if a paper replacement, if you will, is the thing, then the Supernote, the Manta. It's a tough decision, though. They're both great devices, man. The only reason I give the edge out to the Go 10.3 for my overall device of the year is because it just does so good in so many areas. It's not the best in any of them. And I say this all the time. The Go 10.3 is not the best in any one particular area. Yeah, it is. It's the best in the reader app department. Yep. It's the best in the reader app department. So if you value the reader app component above the note taking. Yeah. Me and listen, you know I'm right, because me and Mr. Mike hardly agree on anything. So when you see me and Mr. Mike agree on something, listen, you know you got something. You know you got a good opinion.
Room to actually allow that amortization of when writing. Either way, my only kind of nag about it is the surface and the writing feel of it, which is good, definitely good, but I prefer the writing feel and the give on the Note Air 3C just a little bit better. But other than that,
I don't know. I was just about to say, listen, me and Mike on the same page with this again. Go Tempering 3 has the, well, listen, stop. It don't have the best screen mashup. Listen, Mr. Mike, it don't have the best. It's really good. And between the Go 10.3 and the Note Air 3C, I would choose a screen on the Go 10.3 over that all day. I don't know why it feels softer. It's probably not at all. It's probably something totally different, but it does feel softer when writing. I prefer the Go 10.3 screen over all other screens except for the Viwoods and the Manta. You agree with Voya about the Note Air 3C, Dan? That's interesting. I've never felt that way. I don't know about the give he's talking about. I do know the Note Air 3C does bend a little bit. The screen does bend a bit. Note Air 4C, same way. Someone brought that up in the video I did when I was doing writing samples, and they saw the screen giving and bending. They asked me, they were like, oh, that doesn't look good. I'm like, oh, bro, that feels good, though. So you know what? I guess it does have some give. Okay. Maybe it does have give. I still enjoy the feel of the Go 10.3 over the Note Air 4C and 3C. And like I said, there may be no difference at all. I don't know. But my mind tells me it's different, and it feels different.
This is like a really, really awesome device that I love immensely. And for reading, there's just, since I've gotten this, I haven't really used anything else for reading because of the image quality.
The reading. You hear that? Did we hear that, Hans? This is the guy that could use any device he wants, and he was like, I haven't used any other device for reading because the screen is just that, it looks that good. And I've been saying that. The way the eInk looks on the Go 10.3 is just phenomenal. I don't know what they did to make it look so good, but it looks really good. Is it the best screen? No. I don't even think that's Carter 1300. I think that screen is Carter 1200. So it's not the best screen. It doesn't have flexible display. It's not flexible. It's not Mobius. So it's not the best, but it looks really good. And when you combine that with the design, which is really good, not the best, but good, you combine that with the weight, not the best, but really good. You combine that with the build quality, not the best, but again, really good. And then you add the multifunctionality to it. You can read on it. You can write on it. You can go on the web on it. Man, they made a compelling package in the Go 10.3. It literally gets it has been my device of the year. I've been saying this for months now, but it has been my device of the year for a while. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
The contrast and all of that stuff, and just the format of it, just being so thin and nice and portable, it's just a lovely little device. And then you actually couple that with a really fair price as well.
Yeah, there you go. The price, this is I've been saying it, I haven't even been harping on the price of the thing because, you know, I just don't really harp on a price like that, but I mean, dang. When you couple it with the price too, one of the most affordable eInk note takers on the market, it's the complete package. It's not one individual thing by itself with the Go 10.3. It's that whole package. Like Voya named a recent video of his the sum of the parts, And that was going to be the name of the video that I put together for the Go 10.3. I literally was going to name that video the sum of all its parts because I've been saying that for months. It's not one thing with the Go 10.3. It's just everything together. Price, form, weight, thinness, readability, good note-taking app, the best reader app. I've been saying it. Let's go to the chat real quick before we get back to the rest of this video. Han said, I tried note-taking on the iPad Pro, hated it, hoping the Go 10.3 has a much better feel. It will, without a doubt. I mean, Dan says ABBA. Oh, Dan, you gotta teach me. Han says, what pen would you recommend with the Go 10.3? Mr. Media says the Lamy AL Star. Yeah. He said it. That's it.
Room, and it got just a little bit better. But other than that, this is like a writing feel of it, which is good, definitely good, but really awesome device that I love immensely. And for reading, there's just, since I've gotten this, I haven't really used anything else for reading because of the image quality, the contrast, and all of that stuff, and just the format of it.
Absolutely.
Being so thin,
spot
and
on,
nice and portable. It's just a lovely little device. And then you actually couple that with a really fair price as well. Yeah, it's an awesome one. Oh, the other thing that I really don't like about it is the fact that they didn't include the origami type of cover that can support a vertical stand. So those are the two nibbles that I have regarding the Go 10.3, but I really love it overall, and as such it's definitely my top one favorite purchase of the year for 2020.
Real quick, I don't do affiliate links, Hans, so I don't have any affiliate links for the Go 10.3, unfortunately. I'm looking into that though. I've been against that for a long time. I'm seeing that maybe there's a way to do affiliate links, but maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. 25 Thursday says I do. Yeah, yeah. Check out Mr. Media. Definitely check out his affiliate link. If you're gonna do it, check his affiliate link out.
24 eInk related. However, there has to be an honorable mention as well, and that would be the Remarkable Paper Pro.
Do we agree with that, chat? CJ, what's going on? Let's get the air horns going for CJ. What's going on, bro? Good morning. Merry Christmas to you. You get anything good for Christmas? We've been throwing up Christmas gifts in the chat. So if you got something good, let us know. Back to this though. Do we agree with that, chat? Remarkable Paper Pro is the runner up or honorable mention? No, thank you, Hans. We like to support the independent channels around here. Mr. Media does his thing over there. Remarkable Paper Pro as the runner-up. I wouldn't give Remarkable Paper Pro as my runner-up. I'm going to do the video. Now that I'm talking about it, I got to do the video now. So now I got to talk about why I like the devices I like. Because I feel like people want to know. Even if they don't, I want to say it. Second, my runner-up would be... Oh, what would it be? I haven't even thought about this, chat. I haven't even given any consideration to what my runner-up device would be after the Go 10.3. I don't know. Mr. Mike ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. He's not gonna like it at all. Runner-up. Yeah. I don't know if I'd pick the Remarkable Paper Pro. I think I'd pick for a runner-up for device of the year after the Go 10.3. I would have to pick. Man, that's tough. What do we got here? Man, what do we got here, chat? What would be the runner-up? I don't even know. Can I give it to a device that came out a few years ago? Because, like, nothing I've used. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with you, chat. Nothing came out this year other than the Go 10.3 for me that I even cared about. Other than the Manta, but it's hard for me to put the Manta in this conversation because it just came out. Like, I'm literally still working. Like, okay, maybe if I had the A5X, I'd have a basis, right, for my opinion, and I could be like, oh, it's better than this, or it's not better, it's whatever. But I have no foundation for a 10-inch Supernote. So this is my first, like, 10-inch Supernote, and I'm just like, I'm learning. I'm still putting into its paces and learning. So it's hard for me to give it my runner-up, but nothing else has impressed me. Mr. Mike knew where I was going with this. Mr. Mike he knew what I was going with this. It's going to be between the Viwoods and Penstar. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Bam. Bam. Okay, you know what? Bam, there we go. Technically, the Nomad was 2023, but if we're going to put the Nomad in this conversation, the Nomad would be my runner-up. There we go. Thank you for bailing me out. Who shot me some bail just now? Who shot me some? CJ. CJ, thanks for shooting me some bail, bro. You bailed me out when I needed you the most. I was about to give my runner-up product to the Penstar eNote. You saved me. Oh, boy. Thank you, CJ. Holy cow, I almost made a mistake. Oh, my. I almost said the Penstar. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I almost was like the Penstar as my runner-up device of the year. I couldn't in good faith give it to the Viwoods because the software is just... The eNote software is way better than the Viwoods software. I'm not going to hold you. This is better. So I had a problem. I had a conflict with giving it to the Viwoods, even though the screen is so much better on the Viwoods. And the Viwoods is a more traditional product. The Penstar is pen-only input. You got to like that kind of thing to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Media, the Manta is not basically a bigger version of the Nomad. There's differences. The Mobius display makes the writing feel different. It feels better. It makes it more durable of a product, so the durability is better. More tools in it. A lot of people discount more tools in a toolbar. But to me, if I gotta click a menu and then go to a tool, that I could just normally just have a tool on the face of the device and just click it whenever, that's gold to me. That's gold. The writing experience on the eNote was trash. That's one of the feedbacks I gave them. Was for a device that relies solely on the pen input, they need a better writing experience. It needs to be better. It is trash. Out of all of the devices I tested, the writing experience on the Penstar, the eNote, was the worst. It was the worst out of everything I've tested this year. The writing experience. It's got a lot of upside, but the writing experience was not one of them. That screen in general was just weird. It looked really good. It was the whitest display. You got crazy contrast out of it. I love reading on that device. All right, so Voya said his device for reading would be the Go 10.3. That was the case for me until I got the Penstar. Now, my device of choice for reading, if it's going to be a note-taking device that I'm reading on, is the Penstar. The contrast just looks, the ink looks so good. The contrast is so good. It's got the brightest background display of any device that came out this year. Nothing can touch the eNote and background brightness and contrast. You could take that to the bank. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Nothing can do it. You're a hater, Mr. Mike. You're a Penstar hater. Hans, what feels better writing, the Manta or the Go 10.3? Oh, the Manta. That's not even a question. The Manta feels so much better than the Go 10.3. The Viwoods feels so much better than the Go 10.3. They both basically have the same screen. The Viwoods AI paper and the Manta, same display. Mobius Carter 1300. There's going to be a lot of Mobius Carter 1300 display screens on the market next year. Mark my words. I'm telling you good information right here. There's going to be a slew of those on the market in 2025. Blah, 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 blah. Jay says Manta and Viwoods 10.3 are also special WRT durability because of the Mobius front plane. Absolutely. Absolutely. You said writing feel on the Penstar wasn't good. Why spend money for a tablet writing isn't good? Serious question. So, dropping the oranges. It's too early for that. Actually, it can never be too early for orange. So Nizoni, my thing on the writing experience on the Penstar and why I still like the Penstar eNote, even though the writing experience is not the best. To me, this is how I see it. None of the writing experiences on these devices that are coming out right now is just totally trash. They're all good. We've gotten to a point. It feels like to me we've gotten to a point where they all feel good. Like, you know what I mean? There's a baseline there, and good is that baseline. Now, from there, it just gets, you just get better. I haven't tested anything that was, I say it's trash, but it's trash relative to everything else I've tested. I guess a better way to put that would have been, it is the worst writing experience I've tested this year. I think I did say that, but it's not trash. Yeah, but it's certainly not trash. But the Penstar eNote, why I think it's good despite it having the worst writing experience of any tablet I tested, I think it's good, and I would have seriously considered it as a runner up because if they did something that was unique. They did a lot of unique things with that device. This is something really simple and dumb and stupid, right? But I'm going to say it anyway. They use hearts for the favorites. It's the most trashy, Mr. Mike. That would have been the best way to put it. It's the most trashy. And relative to everything else. But the thing is, they use hearts. Like, so this is one thing that this is something small, chat, and you guys are not going to care about this at all. You're not going to care about it. 90% of people won't care about this. But this says a lot to me when I see this. They use hearts for their favorites signifier. That's it. Everybody uses stars. Like when you go to your favorites, you see a star there, and you click a star to denote something as a favorite, and you click the star to show you your favorites. They use hearts. That says a lot to me about the company. It's like this. You guys ever watch a movie? This is perfect, actually. You guys ever watch a movie? And there's something that happens in the movie, or there's some trait about the movie that tells you this is going to be a good movie. You don't know if it's going to be good or not. You don't know. It means nothing. It's a little thing, but it's a little thing, something you see. For me, you know what that thing is? For me, when I see a movie or a TV series and the music is good, if they pick the soundtrack that's like good, it's appropriate for the time, it goes with what's going on, or it's just a really well-timed song that's really good. When something like that happens in a movie, I know it's going to be good. Because they got people on that staff who care about such things, And I say this all the time about device unboxings. If you care about the details to me in a device, if the little things are taken care of, if you've taken care of the little details, you've won me over already. Because I know the things that everyone's thinking about are going to be done right. But if you're doing the things right that no one cares about, no one even looks at, no one gives any attention to that, but you care, oh, when I find a company like that, I rock with them for the duration. Supernote, one of those companies. They're definitely one of those companies. But my point here is that the hearts replacing the stars as a favorite signifier on the eNote system, that was one of those things that told me this company's doing something. They got people there that care. Because who would care about that? Most companies would have just mailed it in. They would have just phoned it in. We need something for favorites. What are you talking about? Throw the star there. Let's be done with this. Let's move on to the next task. But they was like, no. We could phone it in. We could throw a star there. Do what everybody else does. But somebody was like, you know what? Let's make it hearts. Let's throw hearts there instead of stars. I love that. I absolutely love that. It's the little things, chat. It's because I like it because it's who cares, right? I love it because who cares? But that's why I love it. That's why I love it. Anyway, little things like that. They have little things like that sprinkled all through that UI. It could be better, right? It's not perfect. The eNote is not a perfect machine. But they have little things like that, little details, little Easter eggs like that throughout their operating system that show you that, hey, we're doing things a little differently. We're doing things a little differently. We care about things that a lot of people probably wouldn't care about. It's like good music in a movie. It's like good music in a movie. All right. Let's go to the chat. I'm getting laughed at. I'm serious, chat. I didn't even realize I was getting laughed at. I'm serious, chat. All right. CJ says, yesterday I tried the new Quaderno A4 size color device at Big Camera in Japan. It's incredibly light, but it's too dark, and without a front light, it won't sell. Ooh. Interesting. Thanks for that tidbit, CJ. So the background color is dark. Do I have pass through? Oh, I don't. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah. That's interesting though. So the background, the color is darker on the Quaderno. I would have thought that would have been seriously light. That's good to know. So they picked the one symbol you can't do with one stroke. A heart? Yeah, you can. You can do a heart with one stroke. Nazoni, Penstar has issues with buttons not working. Lose the pin buttons stop. Lose the pin button stop working. Lose the pin button stop working. You got a brick. Slap orange sticker on it, and it'll be okay. That's it. That's all you do. Slap an orange sticker on it, it'll be okay. Well, that was one of my gripes, right? I think I mentioned that. I did mention that in the review. No. I mentioned that in the overview. I did like a series of overviews for the Penstar, and that was one of the things I mentioned in the overview is that, you know, the button inputs need to be better. They need to figure out a better way to do it, and something tells me that they have. I'll have more information soon. But that was one of the things. They needed more dedicated buttons just for movement. And like for the same reason you just said, if you don't have the pen, maybe you don't feel like holding the pen, you just want to scroll through some documents or whatever the case, and you don't want to reconfigure the buttons that you already have set up to do whatever you have them to do, they can have dedicated navigation buttons. And that was one of my suggestions I gave to them. That would help out that system incredibly. At that point, you wouldn't even need the pen, except for when you were writing. All right, we got Dan says, I don't care about how much money you spend, Angelo, but the $2 million that is owed in work, if you default or finish what you signed in the contract. Dan's going in on somebody. Laugh aloud. I was wondering, Dan. Rod, did you miss my note, Max news up there? No, I didn't miss it. Let's go up there, Max. I was probably going off on something silly. Let's check it out. Oh, okay. So I clearly missed a whole bunch of chat. So let's go back up to the chat. I should have went up a little bit more. Okay, so we got Mr. Media says, I posted a video trying 5 different pins on the Go 10 per 3. Oh, snap. Did you? We gonna check that video out, Mr. Media. We gonna put that in our list here. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think I tested the pins I had on, I don't know what device that was. Ooh. Okay, my Supernote is updating right now. The Nomad just got the update. I checked it yesterday, I didn't get it. The Manta has had it for a while though, so that was interesting. All right, anyway. I just wanted to write down Mr. Media's request there, so I don't forget that, because I do want to check the video. If he's got writing samples, I want to check that out. It'll be nice to see it on stream. All right, so Han said, "Do you have a Amazon affiliate link for the Go 10 per 3?" Okay, we got you hooked up already on that. Did we all see that someone took delivery of a Note Max on Reddit last night? No. Plus Boox let me place an order for one on Amazon yesterday, but they shut it down a couple hours later. Wow. Jay, I'm super excited, bro. You gotta let us know what you think. Keep me updated on that. Max says you need to have more than one brand to compare. I only have Supernote. I am biased. Wow. At least pick Viwoods over Pinstar. Yeah, let's not look. Oh, we gonna come back to that, Jay. I'm super interested in that. You being able to buy one, and I didn't see people being able to get one, so let's write that down too. See, so we got some things to look at today, chat. I'm with Mike on the Remarkable Paper Pro. Runner-up for me is Note Air 4C, maybe tied with Manta. Okay, all right. Yeah, I can't in good faith give it to the Manta, but the Nomad I have no problem. CJ bailed me out. That's so clutch. Thank you, CJ. Again. Mr. Media says, have you had time to explore the Manta? I have had time to explore the Manta, Mr. Media. It's not, I haven't gone through it entirely, so I'm still like getting used to it. I'm using it to write other scripts with, so I can kind of get the ins and outs. I'm really waiting to talk about it until I try the Reader app extensively. So when I talk crap about it, I can in good faith look my friend Dan in the face and say, at least I gave it a good try, bro. I gave it a good try. Before I bash it, I want to, for Dan, I'm not Ed, Dan, I meant Ed. For Ed, I want to give it a good try. I want to be able to look Ed in the face and say, bro, I tried it. You said that it would be better on the bigger device. I tried it. I really gave it a fair shake. So I want to be able to say that. And I'm not there yet, so I'm still testing. But the writing experience, top notch. It's the best. Out of everything I've tried. To me, it's better than the Nomad. I will say that. I'd prefer it over the Nomad any day. The Nomad has its place, though. I'm finding that You know what I thought? I thought I was going to get the Manta, sit the Nomad down, put it in a drawer somewhere, and never look at it again. That's not the case. I'm probably using the Manta or the Nomad about as much as I used to. It right now it seems like it's weird to say this is the first time I've said this or even thought it, but it feels like I'm not using the Manta any less or the Nomad any less. I've just kind of swapped out my Go 10.3 usage for the Manta, if that makes sense. Because I was using the Nomad and the Go 10.3 for most everything. Now it's the Nomad and the Manta. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. I haven't touched the Go 10.3 since I've got the Manta. I don't know what that says, but yeah. So isn't the Manta basically just a larger version of the Nomad? I think we touched on that, Mr. Media, a little bit. No, it's not just a larger Nomad. There's lots of differences there other than the size. Screen's different. Durability is different. So we talked about those things, but yeah, it's different, definitely. What about writing experience on the Penstar? I think we talked about the Penstar writing experience being the least favorite of all the devices I've tested this year. Mr. Mike says the Penstar is a toy. You've thought the Penstar was a toy since inception, Mr. Mike. Hans, what feels better than writing, the Manta or the Go 10.3? I think we talked about that, but the Manta definitely feels better. Jay says Manta and Viwoods 10.3 are also special. Okay, I think we wait. I don't know, but it is special because of that mobile display. Dan says you guys like it soft, but that's not what. Oh my god. Mike says, speaking of contrast, I think they should bring back bold. Oh my. You guys are killing me. Dan, we lost him. Word. Mr. Mike, most trashy. We're talking about the Penstar there. Least trashless. I'm surprised they didn't use a Hello Kitty. CJ, yesterday I tried the new Quadrano. Okay, we got there. So we caught up to that point in the chat. Let's get caught up a little bit more in the chat. Mr. Mike says, so they picked the one symbol. Okay, we did that. Penstar has issues with buttons. We talked about that too. Dan says, I don't care about how much money you spend on. Okay, that was hilarious. Jay says, yeah, it was in Onyx Boox. He posted that he brought it from the Hong Kong store and posted some pics of reading manga on it. My order says it'll be here sometime in February. What? Whoa. That's incredible. Jay, the Note Max, no keyboard case though. Oh, okay. Does it come with a case though? CJ says, I'm waiting for Boox to make a Nomad size Go 7.8. I've got the Nova Air 2, but it needs an update. Could you confirm this for me, CJ? Does the Nova have a slick screen like the Tab devices, or does it have a writing surface like the Note devices? Let me know, bro. Jay, WRT means with respect to. Oh, thank you. Now I know. Some shorthand for you right there. Christina Ray, how's it going, Christina? Let's get Christina the air horns here. She joined us this morning. Good morning, Christina. How you doing? All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get, what else we got? Jay, it doesn't come with a case because I bought it on Amazon. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That only happens when you buy it from the Boox actual store. Good to go. Good to go. All right, let's get back to this video. Actually, yeah, we're gonna finish this video up, but we're gonna head over to Reddit after this so we can check out these pictures. Yeah, no, I don't agree with him on the Remarkable Paper Pro. What do we got? Oh, my bad, chat, my bad.
And I got them
Here we go.
in this standpoint. And now for some other non-e-ink related stuff that I actually quite value. So for me, one of the most important ones is something that affects my work environment primarily, and that's actually these lights. And these are the GoV lights that I've installed in several super flex tablet, and then my was like this. I did this. I'm sitting like in in the darkness basically for quite a while.
Since okay.
Most impactful.
All right, so that was all the tech he's talking about. The rest of it is just like his music preferences and stuff like that. Interesting. So he picked the Go 10.3 and the Remarkable Paper Pro as his basically eInk device of the year and runner-up of the year. I agree with device of the year. Runner-up though, I'd give. I mean, if if we're putting Nomad in this year's category, then I'd be picking the Nomad. Let's hit the chat up real quick. CJ says the Nova is between the Go 10.3 and the Tab series devices. Quite slick. Yeah, that's what I thought. What they need is a 7 or 8 inch device that you can write on, and then they need to make a smaller. Then they need to make a smaller 5-inch device. Smaller 5-inch device that I can slip into my pocket. Size, not even the size of a phone. Like, just cut this part off of the phone. Just this big. Just this size right here. Just give me that I can write on. They sell like hotcakes. I'm not playing. They would sell like hotcakes. What we got going on, chat? CJ says, we got RJ Martinez. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Good morning. I agree. Nomad has its place. I have the Nomad for work and the Note Air 4C for home use. As a network engineer, the Nomad is pretty perfect size for mobile hybrid work. Exactly. So I was talking about a little while ago how I thought I would not use the Nomad anymore because the Manta feels so good. But I use the Nomad as much as I used to. I'm just, like I said, I've kind of swapped out my Go 10.3 usage with the Manta. Because that size does have its place. It's the device I use when I'm in the car, on the go. You know what I mean? It's good for when you just need something to write on. You're not doing anything real. You just want something there in a small spot on your desk for you to write on. Write ideas, thoughts, and whatever, so you can do something with it later. It's perfect for things like that. There's lots of use cases for the Nomad that make it useful over the Manta, and I'm going to do that video, 10 reasons why you would buy the Nomad over the Manta, just to give it some contrast while I'm doing my experimentation with the Manta. All right, what do we got? CJ says, Jay says, CJ, has there been a Nova since 2022? No. And that's why I say they need to make a small device with a writing surface. They don't have one in the lineup. That's what the lineup is missing. The Nomad has proven that you can sell that size devices for writing. They need to just do it. Make a 7-inch Note device with a writing surface. Super thin. No BSR. No front light. You know what I mean? Super thin. I know people are kind of railing against the super thin because of modularity. And I do like modularity as well, but I like thin too. We got to find a balance, you guys. We got to find a balance. Mr. Media says, when you say a slick screen, is it like writing on an iPad with the Apple Pencil? Jay says, yeah, like I think the Tab C was really a Nova. Word. The Tab Mini C was really a Nova. CJ at 2530, not like iPad. It's quite, but it's quite slick. Yeah. The thing is, the only reason it's not like an iPad, in my opinion, you guys, is because they don't have a writing surface on the Tab Mini C, but they do have an anti-glare film over it. I think that's the only thing that keeps it from being as slippery as an iPad is that anti-glare film. It adds a little bit of friction. A little bit. So it's not as bad as the iPad, but not much better. Jay says Palma 2 plus EMR. Yes, bro. There we go. There we go, Jay. That would be perfect. No, but make the Palma with no BSR, because it has BSR right now. No BSR. I don't know if it has a front light, but no front light. Just make it as thin and light, as non-existent as possible. Just something to take notes on. Oh my goodness. I'd buy a few of those. I'd buy a few. CJ says, at J, the Tab Mini C too dark for my taste. I wish they make the black and white one. Size is right. Yes, the size is right on the Tab Mini C. They need to make a black and white one. Super thin, no BSR, no color, writing surface. Like, come on. They're missing the money. Do that twice. Make Tab Mini C size and then make one smaller than the Tab Mini C. The Palma size, like Jay said. Yeah, if the Tab Mini C had been given a card, well, I mean, we don't. I mean, we don't know that it's not essentially Carter 1200 underneath that color panel. It certainly has BSR. Jay Martinez says, I like Ultra Slim. Agree with smaller devices would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Jason, I see. I love me some BSR. Yeah. I love me some BSR too. I ain't gonna lie, but I would be willing to accept no BSR for size and battery life. Do you have a video talking about BSR I can watch? Do I have a video? No, I don't have a video about BSR, but my eInk Center video will have a BSR segment in it, and I think that'll be useful because it's talking about why it's useful. Yeah, Jay, it definitely is. It probably is Carter 1200 under that color filter they have, the Kaleido filter on the Tab Mini C. I'd be willing to bet it is anyway. All right, what else we got here? Let's go ahead. I think we finished up with Voya's video here. Who else we got? Oh, we got Max. This is a quick one. Max is a developer for the Python. Is program or is it just a bit of code here, Max? I'm diving into Python myself, trying to figure out the ins and outs. Lau, how's it going? Merry Christmas. How's it doing? But let's check out this video real quick. I think we got Max in the chat right now too. Let's check out your video, Max.
Just a preview of some import samples with preview. Hello, everyone.
Yo, I'm all right. Not too long ago in a live I did, I talked about Jay mentioned how Max's voice, he liked how he had a southern accent. He picked the AI voice with a southern accent for the videos. I love that. I don't know why I like it, but I do. But then I realized, oh, it's just a library of tools. Okay, cool. All right, so I realized that the reason why I liked Max's voice that he chose for the videos is because I play Star Citizen, and there's a guy who makes Star Citizen videos that I watch. I watch a lot of his videos, mainly because of his voice. And I'm gonna play one after Max's video. We're gonna. I just want you to hear this guy's voice, in relation to Max's AI voice here. All right, here we go.
This is just a preview of some import samples, with the Nomad on the right displaying the source PDF, and the Manta on the left with custom settings and imported notebooks. We are using an external OCR to recognize the text, and we are replacing the recognized text by pen strokes from the Sege Fonts ASCII table, mixed with the source pen strokes wherever the OCR confidence level fell below a threshold. Here, 10%, and automatically flagged with a gray highlight. The ultimate goal is to keep the original pen strokes, but this requires finding a natural path that will make the pen strokes recognizable by my script.
So what we're doing here is we're trying to take notes from one format and bring them back into the Supernote format. Let me know if I'm on the right track with that.
Real-time recognition engine on the Supernote. We intend to achieve that goal with a dynamic time warping algorithm where the pen strokes fit the natural pen strokes originating from the external OCR and the ASCII table. If you want to find out more, please visit the Python Diaries podcast. See link in the description. Some more examples, including
what? Python Diaries podcast? Say word. Okay. Okay. All right. Good to know. Check that out.
Samples taken from the handwriting subreddit. Happy holidays, everyone.
So Max says, this feature is to import from other devices or scans to Supernote using images in PDF. Yes. So yeah, so I was cool. So it will allow you to take those files, import them onto the Supernote, and still edit them. Is that correct? Handwriting. Nice. Okay. That's super cool, Max. I appreciate that explanation. Yeah, this is super impressive. This is super impressive. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yo, keep up the good work, Max. Keep up the good work, my brother. This is awesome. Yeah, super impressive. Super impressive, dude. Greg, how's it going, bro? Oh, Greg, I've been looking for you. Greg, aka Gregory. Chat, we finally found him. We finally found him, chat. Yeah, definitely, Max. Great job, my brother. Great job. We was looking for you the other day, Greg. Greg was the first person to I don't know how you bought that first nib, Greg. I'm gonna email you. That was impressive. All right, so Max, yeah, dude. Oh, what did I do there? I did. Oh boy. Oh no, I'm good. All right. So I put a dent in my MacBook, playing with this microphone. All right. What do we got next up on the? Let's go ahead and take a look at this Note Max here. Since we're talking about Max, we just keep it with the Maxes real quick and check out this Note Max. Let's go to Reddit. Let's see what we got on the Note Max. Can we filter? Oh boy. Here we go. My bad. No one even said, bro, change the angle. All right, so I found it here, chat. My bad. I'm getting better at my job. I'm getting better every day. I'm not perfect yet. So we got it. Receive Note Max today. This is what we got here. It is big indeed and looks a bit square. Haven't tried all the apps yet, but so far, words and pictures are very clear regardless of no front light. Ghosting still exists. It is the default setting. Maybe I need to explore more. Oh man. Oh, let's get my picture out of the way so we can take a look at this. I can't zoom in any more than that. Oh my goodness. There's lots of stuff on Reddit today, huh, Jay? Oh boy. Oh, here, this is a good shot. This is a great shot right here. That's a great shot. What are we thinking, chat? Oh, you know what I'm happy about? I'm happy about this right here. I almost bought that pen to replace this thing right here. I almost bought that pen to replace this thing right here. I like this pen. I'm lying. I like the build quality of this pen. I don't really like the pen. The color, if it was all black, I'd be more like willing to deal with it, the flaws. But it's like this brownish color that looks crazy. So I don't like it at all. So I was gonna buy me a different pen and just, you know, like take, because this one broke. I don't know if you guys know that. This part right here of this harder metal pen, this part right here broke on me. My hands got lotion on, so I can't take it off. But this part broke. So what I was gonna do is just buy me a cheaper pen, like that just comes with this, and then just replace this with this. But then I went on the site last night and I saw that they sell these by themselves. So I can just buy this portion of it and replace it and put that in the pen. But then I was like, but bro, you hate this pen. Just buy a whole new one and be done with it. But this section of the pen last night I realized is the same cost as their refills for the nibs. Yeah, so I might as well just start buying these. If you guys need extra harder metal things, I'm going to start selling these things. I hear they break, so there might be people who want spares or something like that. Anyway, but yeah, that was the thing. So I almost bought this gray pen. I thought that gray matches. That gray looks like it matches the gray on the Nomad. I'm looking at it side by side with it, and no, it does not match that gray. It almost looks not gray, like a different color. But anyway, a side note, but I think I'll buy the white one. I think I'll get the white one. So yeah, that size is nice. I'm looking at the background brightness though, chat. I'm not gonna hold you. Is it me? Or does the background look darker than what the background is on the Nomad right there? Am I tripping? I might be tripping. I could be. All right, let's go on. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, how did that happen? Oh. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's look at the comments, see what we got here. First Boox Note user I saw. The last photo worries me a bit as it is noticeably darker without front light. Listen, did I not just say it? Did I not just say that? I literally just said that. So it ain't just me who thought that. Let's go to the chat before we go on with the comments here. Greg says, you try to support the channel, then you get called out on several lives. Greg, aka Gregory. I mean, we gotta call somebody out here, and you were just convenient at the time, bro. You're just convenient. Jay says there's a lot of drama on Reddit about Boox. We're gonna get into that too. The lighting is horrendous. Laugh out loud. It's literally darker on the Note Max side. Okay, could be the lighting. I love my harder metal too, Jay Martinez. I do not. Well, you know what? It fell on the floor and dropped day one on me. So I'm jaded from that already. So I'm going to get another one. I'm going to give this thing another try. So I'm going to buy the white one because I like the way it looks. But, I'll give it another try. We'll see. Mr. Mike says bad lighting. Okay. We're going to look at it again. Mr. Demib. Good. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. A bottom right corner of the Nomad looks similar to Max to me. Okay. All right. Jay Martinez, true. I agree. Bad lighting. Okay, so just bad lighting then. Okay, so the consensus is just bad lighting. Whoa, what happened here? All right, consensus is just bad lighting. So let's check this out. The last photo we got right here. We're reading this comment here. The last photo worries me a bit as it is noticeably darker without front light. Would be good to see the performance under different natural lights. Also, could you comment on the performance of loading and reading larger letters, large letter or A4 size for PDFs. Thanks for sharing. All right, so just a bunch of use cases coming from the people down here. It would be nice to see if the original poster made a follow-up post. See if we can see that. Just unboxing it today, so I haven't tried to. Oh, whoa, my bad, chat. Just unboxing it today, so I haven't tried too many things yet. But I feel like Palma runs more smoothly. E.g., Reddit app. I'm using Palma to reply to this post. While in Note Max, the photo size in Reddit is so big it seems a bit laggy to scroll down, but it runs smoothly within Kindle and Kobo. Let's see what else they have to say here. It doesn't feel like a cheap device, but not as premium as remarkable. I would be careful and have to use protective case if taking it around in backpack. Yeah, because the size. Yeah, I would agree with that. If you're just joining us, we're looking at Reddit and we're talking about the Note Max that some user just got months before everybody else, it seems, is going to get one. So we're just going through what their take on it is right now. And thank you for joining us. Good morning. Glad to know this post is useful. I guess the writing feel of it is similar to Go 10.3, although I don't have one. I would be willing to put money on the screen is exactly the same as the Go 10.3 as far as the feel goes. Like I said, I think this was going to be the Go 13.3 at one point until they realized they were going to need to put BSR in there, and then they were like, well, we got to call this something else. Yeah, it has no lighting. I was worried about it before, but after I read on it, Supernote, which has no lighting also, it wasn't that bad as I imagined. Okay. Yeah, I read on the Go 10.3 all the time with no front light, and I don't have a problem with that. Matter of fact, like I said, just like Voya, I appreciate the way text and everything looks on the Go 10.3. So I like it in that respect. Yes, I can get the Play Store and install Google Drive and other apps such as Kobo and Kindle. I didn't choose the keyboard bundle. It looks nice though. Yes, I'm in Hong Kong. I pre-ordered it in October, the first day they rolled out Palma 2. Wow. I guess pre-orders were available in October for these things in Hong Kong. That's interesting. I mean, well, I guess not totally surprising though, considering that's where the devices originate from. I did have the pre-order in the first few hours, but not long after I pre-ordered it, the pre-order button was deactivated. I guess I'm the first batch to receive it. And that might have been the same thing with you there, Jay. They might have only had a limited number of them, which is why they put them up for sale for a little bit. And then when those sold, they were like, I would be interested to know if anybody else got them. If anybody else got a pre-order for the Note Max, throw that in the comments or the chat if you're here right now. I'd be interested to know if anyone else had the opportunity to get this Note Max. All right. What else we got here? Yeah, so it looks like it's a pretty decent device. They don't have anything negative right off the bat to say about it. Super interesting. Okay, all right. Very interesting. All right, let's hit up another video, chat. Oh, thank you, CJ, for the share your screen. Because you know what, I will forget sometimes. I'm thinking I'm sharing it, and I'm not. I'm getting better, you guys. I'm getting better. All right, let's take a look at some more one of these YouTube videos here. There's a couple I wanted to get through today, just to really skim through. And the only reason I looked at this video from Voya is because he said the sum of all parts, which is exactly what I was going to call my video. Like literally exactly what I was going to call my Go 10.3 video. Sum of all its parts. And I still may do that because he's talking about the Note Air 4C and 3C here, not the Go 10.3. So I might be safe on using that title still. This is a 23-minute video. What are we going with? You got the overview, image quality. I think I've done this. Oh, what does he got here? Battery life. Let's check this out. I'm curious to know what he thinks the battery life between the two devices would be like.
Battery life on the Note Air.
Oh, he talks about the color.
Clearly see it. It's far more saturated and denser on the 3C, while the same color is paler and less saturated on the 4C. And I'm pretty sure that if I were to spend a lot of time looking at this gradient, that I would be able to find more examples. But this is the first example, or the best looking example, that I think that the camera would be able to pick up clearly. So not a huge difference, but there are some differences. I can't notice any differences in brightness of the background, and I can't notice any differences in the blackness of the blacks. Battery life on the Note Air 4C is significantly, and in some cases dramatically, better than it is on the Boox Note Air 3C. Both from...
I mean, I don't think that would be a surprise to most people, especially considering the battery life on the 3C was so bad. So bad.
Reading perspective and writing perspective, but especially when doing continuous reading tests, you can see that in the same conditions where we have front light at 100%, when Note Air 3C was performing at 8.33 hours per charge, Note Air 4C would deliver 21 hours per charge of continuously flipping pages with the front light at 100%. With the front light at 50%, we had 14.28 hours per charge on 3C and 50-ish hours on 4C, and that shoots up to an even bigger difference because Note Air 3C was having the same 1428, while Note Air 4C would shoot up to 66 hours per charge of continuous.
That's ridiculous. That's a huge difference. I didn't realize that it was that big of a difference in the battery. This is all good stuff. I mean, I knew there was a difference, but not that big.
Reading or flipping pages, which basically puts it on.
It comes down when you're doing something other than reading though. Which, yeah, color. I would definitely be reading on that. But it gets more reasonable when you get to the writing portion.
Par with performing as good as non-BSR enabled devices. Where it does fall behind non-BSR enabled devices is in the writing, but even there, it is still better performing than the Note Air 3C. So
yeah, that's where you see still gains, right? But a lot less gains when you're actually putting the system to the test. Better battery life. You can always appreciate that. Writing experience, I think the screens are the same. Notebook differences, there are some differences there. Let's look at the benchmark performances. I talked a lot of crap about the performance of the Note Air 3C versus the Note Air 4C, especially with the CPU fabrication process. You would think the process would go down in size over time. They went up in size for the 4C, which led to some confusion, especially with me. And so I had to make a series of videos on that, but we got it right. We finally figured it out.
Passmark performance test, I think, is an important one because it does give a much more kind of segmented look at what's what and where the differences in memory performance are, or overall performance are. So we can see that the CPU score consistently with other benchmarks, Note Air 4C performs better. The memory also performs better. The disk read and disk write speeds are actually a little bit lower on the Note Air 4C. Then we have a massive...
Whoa. That's not my experience there, my guy. That's not my experience. I don't know if any of you guys saw my video where I actually tested the read and write speeds of the Note Air 4C against the 3C. And the Note Air 4C destroyed the 3C in my actual physical real world. How long does it take to transfer an 8 gigabyte file? So I transferred an 8 gigabyte file from the Note Air 3C to an SD card, from the SD card to the 3C, and I did the same thing for the 4C. Then I transferred that 8 gigabyte file from one spot on the device to another spot on the device. The 4C dominated. Like, it dominated those tests. Like, and did it in half the time as the 3C. There's only one test I did that the 4C didn't outscore or outpace the 3C in read-write speeds. And that was when I was going from device to SD card, I think it was. every other test, I mean, even in that test, the 4C still dominated, but it wasn't twice as fast. Every other test, it was at least twice as fast as the 3C. Yeah, the transfer speeds are phenomenal on the 4C. So I'm not sure why his Voya's test showed that the 3C. I want to say he said it was. Let's before I go too far, let's make sure we got it right here. What did he?
A little bit lower on the Note Air 4C. Then we have a little bit lower on the Note Air 4C. And disk write speeds are also performs better. The disk read and disk write speeds are actually a little bit lower on the Note Air 4C. Then we.
Whoa. Okay, maybe he meant lower as in quicker. When he said lower, I just immediately thought lower means not as good. Let's check this. Note Air 4C green. Note Air 3C. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my tests weren't just a little lower. Like it dominated. For real world tests, I don't know what kind of test Voya is doing here, but in real world file transfer, reading and writing to an SD card from one spot to another spot on the actual device, my test showed consistently that it was double the speed of the 3C. Only in one test did it not get double the speed, and even then, it was still like a third faster. All right, anyway, moving on.
We have a massive difference in the 2D graphics score. Previous two videos regarding the OS 4 and the Note Air 4C. Previous conclusion time. Well, I think it's going to be a combined conclusion of my previous two videos regarding the OS 4 and the Note Air 4C. So I'm going to give you an objective and a subjective conclusion regarding this versus. Objectively, I think that the Note Air, is this the, yeah, it is the Note Air 4C. Objectively, I think that the Note Air 4C actually brings more to the table and more significant differences than meets the eye or what you could actually seemingly see on the paper, especially when you consider that they have the same price. Should you upgrade from Note Air 3C to the Note Air 4C? Well, only if you are very, very eager to start exploring and using the OS 4 features and functionalities, even though they are in a buggy state as they are currently, and if you don't mind that, and you really do care about that extended battery life.
What do we think, chat? Did the Note Air 3C get better with the 4.0 update? Does anybody have that? I sold my Note Air 3C. I couldn't stand the orange any longer. Does anybody have the 3C can confirm that the 4.0 update is on? Let me know.
That the Note Air 4C absolutely has over the Note Air 3C, then yeah, then that might make sense to kind of do, but maybe.
Is the operating system the only reason to upgrade to the 4C?
It's a little bit more prudent to wait a little bit. Why? Well, because Note Air 3C will get the OS 4. And then functionalities are going to be equal across the board. And what remains to be seen is that battery life optimization that we see on the Note Air 4C, is that something that has been optimized in the OS 4 to actually reach those levels? Or is that a updated SoC and the GPU and all that kind of stuff? So is it a hardware or a software kind of thing? So I personally would wait on that if I were to consider upgrading. Now, on the personal side, what is my conclusion? Would I upgrade to the Note Air 4C? Nope, I don't really actually see any of this more than interesting. The battery life on my Note Air 3C, I really don't mind at all because I've gotten used to it over well over a year now. So it's something that's kind of fine. And plus, this device has become my friend because I'm carrying it all around, and to betray it just for the newer model.
I sold that Note Air 3C as soon as I had the opportunity. For me, I'll be honest with you, chat. For me, it's worth the upgrade. It's more than just the battery life for me. It's faster. I want to say the 3C is just more stable, but not anymore. They just gave it the 4.0 update, and we already know that thing has got problems. It's more than just a battery. It's faster, better battery. It doesn't have that annoying cursor problem that the 3C has, where the cursor pops up on screen intermittently. That ain't good. I haven't seen that once on the 4C. The little portion on the, let me show you, just in case someone
would feel quite bad. These reasons may seem...
Just in case someone has the 4C or the 3C and they want to know what I'm talking about. If you got, chat, I can't say it enough. Going to 60 frames a second was the best thing I ever done. I was harping on 4K for months. Why? To anybody out there who's listening who cares about such things, if you're trying to decide between streaming in 4K and HD, do yourself a favor. Stream in HD, change your frame rate to 60 frames a second, and be amazed. Be amazed. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so like I was saying, this portion, whoa. Okay. So like I was saying, this portion right here on a 3C, if you push it, if you got a 3C, try it today. If you push it, you will hear it. You will hear it depressing and creaking and making noises. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. And then on top of that, what else? What else we had? I forgot what other problem we had with 3C. That might have been this right here annoyed the crap out of me. Just grabbing and hearing that creaking and feeling it depressed right there was too much for me. The orange logo was too much. It's gone, thank goodness. That cursor that shows up intermittently when you have the device on, just it shows up, blinks a few times and goes away. That was too much for me, chat. That was too much. That was entirely too much. Let's go to the chat here real quick, though. eInk. How's it going? Oh, snap. She-Ink. Oh, you remember we got to get the air horns going for you being in the chat. Get the air horns going for She-Link. What's going on? How you doing? Good morning. Thanks. Very good news. Makes Note Air 4C way more usable if you have to pick between the two devices. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. If you're picking between if you're picking between the 3C and the 4C, it should be a no-brainer to pick the 4C. It's not always inherent that something that's newer is better, but this device is newer and better. Can we go back? There we go. It's newer and better. Faster. The hardware is just in a better state, in my opinion. CJ with the oranges. Yeah, it's just a better machine to me in a whole bunch of ways. The hardware being the prime way for me. And a whole bunch of technical stuff that most people don't care about, but I do. That's very good. We got there already. Anyone in the chat have the Note Air 4C? I got the 4C. What ones do we have? I have the 4C. The transfer speeds is great. Still have the Note OS UI. Yep. The 10.3. Oh, hold on, Dr. Ling. You have the 3C, and you're saying it still has the Note OS UI? That's super interesting. Whoa. There we go. Now that's good info. Okay. All right. What? Why? That's super interesting, Dr. Ling. Thank you. Lau says, I would upgrade to the Note Air 4C if the color got significantly better and the screen graininess, darkness issue was resolved. Otherwise, I'm perfectly happy with the 3C. Yeah, the 3, if you don't have the problems I have with the 3C, then the 3C is an excellent problem. Most of my problems are hardware related. CJ says orange. Lau, I don't have those issues that you said on my 3C. Good. If you didn't have those quality issues on your 3C, perfect. They were issues for me, and I wasn't sure if it was everybody, but I did a number of videos talking about them, and there were a couple of people who did have those same issues too, but it wasn't a universal thing for everybody. It was enough to make me upset though. Lau says, and I like the orange color. Lau, are you in the orange gang? Are you a part of the OGs? The orange gang? It sounds like you are. It sounds like you are. I haven't seen the originator of the OGs in a while, Mr. Scott Bennett. Scott, if you're watching, how's it going, bro? Yeah, but super interesting stuff. Super interesting stuff. Go Team Orange. Oh boy. We got the Orange Gang in the building. I don't support that subsection of people. I tolerate them because they're good people. All right. Let's go back to some videos here. So we got the Note Air 4C parts on. So my good friend Jeff Moss, he did the unboxing for the Manta. Listen, I like Jeff because Jeff come with stats. Jeff come with stats. No games with Jeff. It was a rough year for Supernote. It was. Let's see what he had to say.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about recent history because it's kind of relevant in the context of the Manta. A year ago from filming this, I was knee-deep in the process of reviewing the Supernote A6X2, also known as the Nomad, and that's the smaller version. It's not quite 8 inches, whereas the Manta is not quite 11 inches. That gives you a sense of the size difference there. And going through this review process, I had a really favorable ultimate verdict on the Nomad. There was a number of areas of innovation. For example, its crystal design, where you had a see.
I wish I would have picked the crystal one now. I wish I would have picked the crystal one now. I wish I would have. I don't know what I was thinking. I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, who wants to unscrew 1,000,000,006 screws? Let's go ahead and give Jeff the like right off the bat. Who wants to undo 106 billion screws just to take out your SD card and replace it with another one? I don't. I'm not about that life. I just want to pop it off and put it back in. So I picked the white one. It was the hugest mistake I've made in my Supernote career. I should have gotten the crystal one. You know how cool that would be with the Safari Vista pen? Stop it. Oh, it was made to be together.
Through a case instead of this white case, which was really cool. Not only could you see the back of it and the battery and what have you, but the device itself looked a little bit thinner as a result of that case. The fact that it had 2 swipe bars seems like a small thing, going from 1 to 2, but actually was an innovation that people
Richard,
didn't expect.
the crystal is fire.
The Nomad, and that worked out really well. The fact that the battery and potentially the motherboard were removable and could potentially be swapped between devices, all those were innovations that I think were pretty well received, certainly in my review, but in reviews in general. And I think that the general feeling was that the Nomad was kind of the appetizer, and everyone was waiting for the main course, which is the Manta. And that's not a knock on the Nomad, but frankly, the 10-inch screen size has clearly been proven in the marketplace.
I like that mic, Jeff Scott. A little puck on the shirt. I like that. I want to know where you got it from, Jeff. Email me.
To be the kind of sweet spot in terms of price, real estate, and functionality. So there was a lot of excitement about what Supernote's successor to the A5X would be, given what we saw with the Nomad. And the expectation at that time was that successor would come in Q1 of 2024. Well, that of course didn't happen. And
no, sir.
There's been delay after delay that has taken place, all throughout the year, Supernote really struggled this year on the PR front in particular, in terms of setting expectations and disappointment from people who generally would want to buy the device. You know, I can't tell you how many posts I've seen where people work in the summer months in particular, you know, maybe students going back to school or going to school for the first time in college, looking for a note-taking device, wanting a Supernote device, but you couldn't buy one because the A5X was discontinued and the successor, which we now call the Manta, wasn't released yet, and who knows when it was going to.
Yeah, that was a really tumultuous time. It's almost, you know, with the release of the Manta, it almost seemed like so long ago, even though it was literally 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, it seemed like so long. This is what, like, this is the same phenomenon that happens in the music industry. Like you'll see an artist do something dumb, right? But and people care, right? Because, you know, it's, you know, a celebrity doing something dumb. But then they put out some good music, and no one cares about the dumbness. They're like, oh, yeah, they did something dumb, but you heard they got slaps coming out right now. Have you heard that new? So this is kind of like that. Like, you can make mistakes as long as the product you're putting out is good, right? People you will forget about that as long as what you put out is good. It is. It's good.
Going to be released. So a result of that is, I think it's pretty clear that, you know, moves by Boox with the Go 10.3, and maybe to a lesser extent Viwoods with the AI paper, probably pilfered sales that Supernote would have otherwise gotten simply because they didn't have anything on the market. Furthermore, Supernote's predominant presence in social media is on the Reddit forums. And in those forums, they were starting to be called out for having a reputation for removing certain posts, particularly compared.
Right now, it all feels like water under the bridge. Am I wrong? Like that's the consensus I'm getting. How am I wrong, chat? How are we feeling about that? Like, am I misguided? I could be.
Comparisons to other devices other than Supernote from their forums. And having a tradition previous to that of being kind of open and having more of a solid communication with its fans than, say, other manufacturers, in conjunction with these delays, really created a pretty antagonistic environment where you ended up
a good
seeing
product
multiple
changes all
camps,
that.
you know, those diehard supporters of Supernote versus those that like Supernote but were
An
very
artist does something
critical of
dumb,
how things were
just put out some
developing.
slaps. Everybody forget all about that. They jamming in the
Ended
club
up
right now.
resulting in Supernote finally releasing kind of this
Your
press
tech companies
statement
not
about, you know,
living up to
the
expectations.
situation and
Just
how
release
they
a
would act
just
going
release a
forward.
banger product.
And
Release a
I
good
could go into
product.
much more detail
It's all
around
in the
this,
past.
but it wasn't a fun time for the company or the fans as all this was transpiring. And when the Manta was finally announced, the specifications that we now know the device to have, I think there was some disappointment, certainly on my front, that, you know, where a year ago we just wanted to see the Nomad in the larger form factor, they went in a different direction. And, you know, was that better than what we had hoped to have, say, a year ago? So that's the history of kind of how we've gotten here.
Okay, I love that he threw the details of the history in this. It was a good touch, Jeff. I like that. Let's go to the chat real quick. I like Jeff's videos. Way to go, Jeff. Me too. I love Jeff's videos. I love his take on it. I love his analytical take on it. Team Black is good people too. Word. Can you turn his volume up? Oh, my bad. My bad. I can definitely turn that volume up. I'm always considerate of people's. I'm always think I'm too loud with stuff. Maybe because I'm loud, I'm thinking everything is loud. But just because I'm loud, everything is not loud. I just hit the volume up a little bit. Thanks, eInk. Not wrong. Yeah, I feel that if you release a good product, you know, people will forget about all the mishaps along the way. I feel the way I have completely forgotten the issues with Supernote. Me too. Like, these things seem so long ago, even though it was just not even 2 weeks. Totally willing to forgive, and I feel like Supernote has learned their lessons. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Same here. All right, let's get to what else we got here. We got the Manta as an upgrade. The Manta versus competition. Let's look at that.
But how does the Manta compare to other devices on the market from other manufacturers? And I put together this little grid to kind of illustrate that. And I was a little bit selective. I just picked the Boox Go 10.3 and the Viwoods AI paper. The Boox 10.3 is probably the most direct.
That's a good comparison. That's fair. That's fair. I like that. I like that, chat.
Competitor to the Supernote Manta. The
Viwoods basically has the same screen. People are going to be picking between the 10.3 and the Supernote. Perfect comparison.
Viwoods, not so much. I see Viwoods more.
Jeff's hitting on all cylinders.
Competing against Remarkable.
Of which he has 8.
Than the Supernote. But I put these two devices on there simply because they kind of represented kind of the cutting edge, latest innovation in eInk devices from this past year. So from a hardware perspective,
I think the volume is low because it's coming from one
comparators.
And
my takeaway
side,
from this particular grid is that the Supernote generally has
I think that's why it sounds low.
Good specs relative to these other devices that are kind of top of their class. So I think the Supernote does do.
What do we got here? We got the 10.3 at 380, the Supernote at 518. You see what I'm talking about with that price? Normally price isn't that big of a thing, like when you're talking about devices of the same size and same quality. But shit, 380 gets you one of the best ink devices this year. In my mind, the best ink device this year, with a case and a pen. I mean, I know it's landfill trash. But it's something. You can write with it. You could probably do better with your knuckles, but you could write with it. It's something. All for $380. Everybody else is over $500 for that same setup. The problem is those other setups have Mobius displays. The Go 10.3 does not. And for people who don't know about that, why do they care? They don't. They know they're getting a good device at a good price. We care, right? We care about that. So we look at that Mobius and we're like, yeah, we'll pay the premium for the Mobius.
Do a good job in modernizing what they're delivering to the table. Now you might notice on this grid that there is a slower CPU processor on these Manta than there is on these other devices. But I wouldn't get too caught up in that particular statistic. Both the Viwoods as well as the Boox is running Android and Google Play applications. And I think you'll find that the processor is more relevant to that than anything else. So for the Supernote to have a slightly weaker processor doesn't really mean anything because the UI and the system itself will have been built around that. So it's not really a concern for me. We'll see what happens in the.
All right, so he's talking about the CPU and how it's underpowered compared to the other devices here. And I say underpowered in respect to the other devices and relative to those other devices. But man, you don't really need a lot of power on these devices. The Remarkable Paper Pro, I mean, I think it has a 1.8 gigahertz processor in it as well, because it's not running outside apps like Android apps. The Supernote does run Android apps to a degree. I mean, they only have a few you can run. It's like you don't have the gambit to use, but they do have a few. I think it's just, what is it? One app, you guys? The Kindle app for the Supernote. So you don't really need a serious processor in these things. And like I said, unless you're running apps on it from the App Store, then that's why they have to have those beefy processors in these devices, as far as the Boox Go 10.3 and the Viwoods. But you don't need that with a device that's running native apps here. 4 cores versus 8 cores, 1.8 gigahertz versus 2.4 and 2. So yeah, underpowered when you're looking at the under devices, but just enough power for what it needs to do. I think I've mentioned that before too, and Jeff seems to agree. Obviously, that's Jeff's point right here, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Let's go to the chat real quick. She-Link, I think I was thinking of selling my Go 10.3 to pay for the Supernote. I feel like the UI is the deal breaker. The Supernote is just better. Am I wrong? UI. I love the Supernote's UI. It has the best UI out of all of the devices I've tested too. It seems like it was, I don't know, them and Remarkable, it feels like they made a custom UI just for what they were doing. And it feels like everybody else is just using a variation of a pre-existing UI. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that's how I see it. So the Supernote and Remarkable feel like they have built from the ground up custom UIs for their devices. And I love that. And out of those two devices that have the custom UIs, I think that the Supernote does have the better looking UI. Way more user-friendly, way more intuitive. And it just laid out very well. They do a very good job with that UI on the Supernote. So no, you're not wrong in my opinion. eInk. Richard says I can see that. Yep. Richard says Supernote is fantastic for note and organizing them. Yes. If you want to take notes and organize them, that's what the Supernote is supremely good at. Cannot be beat at, as far as I know. All right, what other segments we have here that we can look at just as relevant to our conversation here? Oh, we got a surprise. He got a tote? I ain't get a tote. Dang, he got a nice pin though.
And that option was no longer available. In addition to, as they, let's go ahead and open this up. Like so. The pen is mightier than the sword. This is very much how they've been packaging these Heart of Metal pens as they moved on to the Heart of Metal 2. The only difference that is apparent to me is they used to have the ability to do a special kind of, I don't know if it's an engraving, or they would be able to put some sort of text in certain fonts here on the clip, and that option was no longer available. In addition to that, the normal range of colors for the Supernote was actually quite limited when I purchased. Only a handful of colors were available. This was one of them, so I went ahead and went with it. But basically, this is just your standard Heart of Metal.
Yeah, if I didn't choose that white one, I would have chosen this gray one. I'm trying to get that white one.
2 pen. I decided to get a new one.
It just looks like it would be perfect for the Nomad. I'm using my Lamy for the Manta though. I'm lammying it up with the Manta.
One, just for fun, with the new Manta. So that.
Actually, you know what? I'm lying. I wouldn't even use that for the Manta or the Nomad. I would use that for the Go 10.3.
Yeah. That if you had bought a different stylus, for
white though, to match the Go 10.3.
For example, the Lamy, I think they would package it similarly to fit in that packaging slot. Okay, let's take a look then.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, what we got for weight? What we got for the weigh-in?
Okay, we're gonna do the weigh-in.
I'm just scrubbing through, looking at sections of things that I didn't do on my unboxing. Like if I did it, there's no need for me to look at it. But if I didn't do it, I want to see what someone thought. Let's get to the chat real quick. Rock says, hey, how's it going, Rock? I haven't seen you comment today. Good to see you. UI for Supernote is certainly better for notes. However, UI for anything else, especially navigating the device, is very limited as there is no home screen. Good point. There is no home screen, and that was a little off-putting for me when I first got the device, because I was like, why am I looking at a file structure here? I don't want to see your internal file structure. That should never be visible to me. I still feel that way, but there is no home screen, and without that file structure being there, there would be nothing to go to. It would just be notes. So I realize why they put it there now, but there is no home screen. That is a gift and a curse in some situations. But I do like the fact that you can get anywhere really easily on the device because of that. The navigation becomes something you have to learn. But once you do learn how to navigate, it's way more efficient than any other system. Like, that's what I've come to realize with the Supernote system. Once you learn how to navigate it, it's way more efficient. You start thinking like they thought when they put it together. It's way more efficient. eInk, true at The Rock. I had completely forgotten about the home screen. What do you use for your home screen? Just stock on the 10.3 works just fine until they can sort out the tabbed home screen. For a home screen, most people on a Supernote, most people will use the calendar as a home screen, as a way to navigate through the device. I stay in notes. My home screen is my daily notes notepad. That's my home screen. I leave that on the screen. It's just, I quickly take down notes, and then if I need to go somewhere else, I can go somewhere else with the sidebar, right? But my home screen is literally the notepad. Because my notes I need to get to, or files or documents, can be ordered in the quick access list on the right hand side of the device. I don't need much else other than that in the file system. So it works perfectly for me. Let's get the way in.
Just before I do, I do want to point.
Actually, let's go to the rest of the. Did we get the rest of the chat? Yeah, we did.
Point out that along the edges here are obviously the access ports for the folio, and we'll install the folio in just a second. There's nothing else on the bottom.
Anybody else having that battery issue with their Manta? Like, when mine drops below 20%, it starts to drop 1% of battery per minute. I'm gonna keep. No one responded to the last live when I brought this up, so maybe no one's having this issue with me. If anyone here in this live is having that issue, let me know. Throw it in the chat. Or the comments. Greatly appreciate it.
Or on this side, but you do have your USB-C port for charging over here. You could actually do data transmission as well, and then over here is the power button. So that's pretty much it around the edges. Let's go ahead and turn this on, and I know that the display won't be that visible on the screen, but oh, we got to change units here to grams. There we go. And let's go ahead and see how close we get to the 375, 378. So that's the actual weight, about 3 grams heavier than indicated. That's pretty acceptable. There's a margin of error for the scale as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually it's about 1 to 2 grams. So
let's see what his experience like was installing the folio.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the folio on. The power button's up here, so you can see the loop here. So we've oriented the device that way. And we've got the folio, so those hooks are facing down. You can see those 2 center hooks there. I'm going to go ahead and slide those in to these slots. See if I can get that in there. Okay, push the top one down, the bottom one, and then finally in the center, and it clicks into place. And now we have a folio. Let's go ahead and get the stylus in there.
Yeah, that two-handed stylus use is too much.
Set. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on opening up the back cover. You can see internet demonstrations of this. Organizing for Change has a really good video on that, so you should check that out. But basically, you take a hard object, ideally something that's not sharp, wedge it in here, and you slowly peel up this bottom side of the device. And then you kind of finagle it and then pull it down,
that is a process.
And that exposes the back plate. And again, just like in the image we saw earlier, you've got the battery here, your motherboard.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing it side by side with the A5X.
So here we have the Manta and the original Supernote A5X side by side.
I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I think it was a huge mistake to go with this half folio. There's a guy I used to watch on YouTube. I don't know this dude's name. I don't remember this guy's name. But I would see him on YouTube, and he had a Nomad, the A5X. Not a Nomad, but he had the Supernote, the A5X. And he would come in, each video he would start off by slamming that thing on the table. He would just come in and just, bam, just slam it on the table, just to demonstrate the durability of the device. Every video, just bam. This is my trusty A5X. I use it every day, blah, blah, blah. Like, you never see him. You just see him slamming it on the desk and talking about it. I love that dude. That dude was awesome. All right. Anyway, I wanted the A5X, so just so I could do that, put the canvas case on it and just slam it down on the desk. Bam. Just start a video off that way. I would never be able to do that. I will never be able to do that unless I go buy the A5X. I thought about it for 2 seconds. I really did. I thought about it for 2 seconds just now. I can't do that. But man, I want to be able to just, okay, whatever. That's a thing. It's the thing of the past. If you have an A5X, you can do that still. If you got an A5X too, good luck. Good luck.
And you can definitely see that, well, it's hard to see on the camera, but I can definitely tell that the Supernote A5X is thicker, not by a huge margin, but I do appreciate the thinness on this device. If I go ahead and open up the Manta and lay it down like so, and I do something simpler over here, similar that is with the A5X, then you really can notice that sloping difference. You can see through the camera how flat this is versus the fact that this is lifted clearly on the left side and tapers down. As I noted, when you're actually using it, especially using it top down, you notice it much less, but it's definitely visible on the camera, and I do appreciate that with the new device. I don't find that the tapering of the Manta.
I do not like the left side of the Manta. Okay, let me show you this. I do not like this. I don't like it. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like that. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like that tapered part at the ends there. I don't like how this is just a blunt, flat edge, but every other edge is tapered and feels so good. The only side that doesn't feel good is the side you're actually holding. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, whatever sacrifice, I mean, I know they made this sacrifice. I know they made this side blunt like that because of that half folio. That half folio caused them to make a few decisions that I think just were just bad. All in the name of that half folio, dude. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Successor to the A5X from a hardware perspective. The only little concern that kind of, I'll have to look into it a bit more, is about this pen loop and the fact that having the stylus or the cap in there is lifting the device a bit. I'll experiment with a larger loop, see if that solves the problem. But outside of that, I don't see any particular concerns with the hardware. I do appreciate the thinness of this device relative to the
that
old
loop
A5X.
The loop could be better too. Like, I don't like when it goes from a one-hand system. Like, it goes from a one-handed system right here. Like, I could just put this, I could throw this Lamy in here one-handed and put it in there, no problem. I mean, maybe I could do that with the, yeah, okay, I could do it one-handed here too. Okay, never mind. Okay, I made a big stink out of nothing. We'll go back to the video.
Loops, I believe one is slightly larger than the other. And the reason for these loops is because of that half folio. So normally you have a folio that covers the front. It wasn't something that lingered in using the device. And it seems like a pretty solid piece of kit overall. So my initial impressions of the hardware, and I'm really happy with what they've done in wearing down that Feel Right screen, instead of having me to do that, instead, is great. I appreciate that touch. I didn't expect that, so that's a positive surprise. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on the hardware are pretty favorable. Okay, so that's basically unboxing, quick look at the hardware and the setup process, which, as you can see, was fairly simple. Wasn't a lot involved with that.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. That was a good video. Jeff does a good job on his videos. I love Jeff's videos. Like I said, he goes in depth and he gets analytical on topics that a lot of people don't. And I really appreciate that. Let's go to the chat real quick. We might have to get some of these other videos another day. It's already, we already passed 12. Let's get to the chat here, and then we'll call it a day after this video, you guys. What do we got? We got eInk. Oh no, I haven't seen that blunt side. I didn't buy a folio because I have a very nice carry case. I wonder if that is going to bother me in person. I don't like the idea of it in pictures. Yeah, I don't like it because it's the side of the device you look at. Like, the people around you will never see that side of the device because that's the side you got next to you and you're writing. And if you're holding the device, it's the side you hold, which is my problem. It doesn't feel as good as any other side of the device. It feels worse than every other side of the device because it's so blunt. That's the price you pay for that half folio. If this is a regular folio case, they could have tapered that edge and made every edge tapered and thin and feel good in the hand. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Richard says, sure. I use the links on a notes page. For example, I have person TLC. Okay, they're having their own conversation. I didn't see that, though. Oh, whoa. Let's get to the chat up here. I missed a lot of chat. My bad. Okay, Doc says, Manta out for delivery today in 3 hours. Oh, snap, Doc. That's what's up, bro. Congratulations, man. We will be here live tomorrow. So if you can drop by live tomorrow, let me know what you think. eInk says, true at The Rock. I completely forgot about the home screen. What do you use for your home screen? The Rock says, just stock on the 10.3. So we were talking about home screens earlier and what we use for the Supernote home screens. I use the Notes app for the home screen. Some people use the Calendar app for the home screen. I think The Rock was just saying he has a specific use case that won't allow it. Not having a home screen doesn't work for him. And I get that. For some people, that would be kind of off-putting. Like I said, when I first got the Supernote, I was wondering why I was looking at the file system. Because there's no home screen. You just get the file system off the top. Richard says, I use a note with a tablet of content setup on the Nomad. Yeah, definitely. That's the best way to do it, man. I talked with Ratta the other day. I'm hoping that they take the idea serious, and you guys can let me know what you think. But they emailed me about it, signifying that they may be taking the idea serious. I'm not sure. I just kind of wrote it on the humbug. I've said it before, but I'll say it here again. I wrote Ratta a feedback asking them to do something with the keywords. You know what? Let's do a poll. How many people here use keywords? How many people here own a Supernote device and use keywords on their device? I think the keywords are one of the most underused features of the Supernote, and they don't have to be. Let's keep going to the chat while we wait for those responses. eInk says, I would really like to see some more updates for the Go. Everyone is talking about it being so great, and I feel like it could be so much better. Yeah, I mean, the Go's great for what it is. The Go's great for what it is. Like, it's not the best at any one thing, eInk, in my opinion. The sum of all its parts, though. We'll keep saying that. The Rock says, for sure, if you're primarily in Notes, yep, we got there already. Oh, remarkable. I need to look that up a bit more. You made a custom home screen note. Can I ask, what is your table of contents? Oh, wow. Yeah. You can make a note or home screen with links, which is an awesome idea. eInk says, agreed, half folio makes no sense. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can take a note, fill it with links to get to certain parts of your device, and that could be your home screen. You can make a custom home screen. I thought I might actually do that. That's not a bad idea. Not bad at all. Rock says, I took e-paper out digital piano shopping this week. It was awesome having some sheet music handy to play, then quick switching to a note to jot down plus or minuses. Nice. Or cons and pros and cons. The shop asked if I were was a teacher. Yeah, you're going to get that walking around with e-ink taking notes. Writing, no less. CJ says, I wonder why they didn't go with magnets for the cover. Same thing I was thinking. And people are like, oh, the screen, bro. They care about the lines on the screen. Like, what? I don't think that's it. Lots of devices have magnets everywhere. The Nomad has magnets everywhere. There's a magnet in the... Like, get this. This is people's argument. Check this out. This is people's argument for why the Supernote has a folio. I played some Wii golf last night for the first time in a long time. Oh my God, it was so fun. It's a blast. I'm probably going to have to play when I get done here. Since it's too cold to go out and do disc golf. So I do Wii golf. You know what I mean? Do the Wii golf. All right. Check it. People say all the time, oh, bro, you just don't know. They don't put magnets in there, bro, because it's going to mess with the screen, bro. You don't know. Like, are you serious, dude? Like, are we serious? Are we really saying that Ratta didn't put magnets in their case because of the screen? If that's the case, why the heck is this possible? Let me just show you. If that were true, why is this possible? Okay. Why is this possible if that were true? Why can't I do this? I'm holding the device right now. Just the device. Why is this possible if there are no magnets in the case? There's clearly a magnet in the case. The case ain't opening. You know why the case ain't opening? Let me tell you why the case isn't falling open right now. It's because it's magnet. It's magnetized. You have to push it open. Like with my finger here. You have to push it open because there's a magnet somewhere in here keeping this cover closed when it's upside down. On top of that, that magnet's there not really to keep it closed or whatever, I don't think. It's really there just so it can do this when you open it. Turn itself on. How do you think it's doing that? It's doing that with magnets. So I don't want to hear the argument people make, oh, bro, they don't have magnets in the case because they're so thin. So thin it would have bothered the screen, those magnets. Well, really? Because the case has magnets in it. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying. You look at the Nomad. Same thing. It clearly has a the Nomad don't even have a magnet in the cover because it doesn't stay closed. So the Nomad doesn't have a magnet. It doesn't have a magnet in the cover. Is it in there? Yeah. So no magnet in the cover for the Nomad. But it does have magnets in the back of the device right here for the case. I don't know. So my thing is, I guess, like, in a world where this company has used magnets super efficiently in the past. Oh, maybe they're not doing that with magnets. Anyway, but the point is, for a company who does this and uses magnets so efficiently and have used magnets so efficiently in the past, why wouldn't they just continue that? So it's not that they couldn't do it. I don't think it's because it bothers the screen at all. I think they were just making a design choice. They're like, we're going mechanical. We're going all mechanical with our case and cover. So That's the thing. That's how they're playing it. But whatever. Whatever. All right, let's get to the rest of the chat before we get out of here. Blah, 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 blah. Richard says, sure. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we got there already. eInk says, Rock, what tablet did you take out? Arturo says, I really wish the calendar notes syncs across devices, but I get it though. Their syncing is bad on the Supernote platform. I'm going to do a video on that. I mean, it could be worse. I think they're even working on it, but it's not great. It could use work. The Rock says Manta should get some third-party cases soon. Thank goodness. I hope so. Something to cover the back and lift it a little so the loop doesn't lift the device. Problem solved. Yeah, that would be. Just give me this. Just give me this case right here. Just give me this. Find a way to give me this case on this device. I'm happy. And don't make me make it myself. Would love to see it remarkable. I'm trying to find that remarkable. People were talking about the remarkable. I wanted to see it. But I can't find it. I can't find it. I missed it. I guess it's a gone moment now. eInk says, would love to see it remarkable. Max says, I do. eInk says, I do. Okay. So, all right. So I think we're getting to the point to where I was talking about, do people use keywords? So people do use keywords. Kit did a video on how to do the links. Dr. Lean says, Jesse Pinkman has entered the chat. Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, I love that character. Zet, how's it going? Let's get the air horns going for Zet. We were supposed to be ending the chat, but I guess we're going for a little while longer, you guys. What's going on, Zet? I think that people are poorly expressing that they could use the string magnets. The magnets in the front of the folio are Hall magnets. Oh. As far as I know, the ones used in folios are different, stronger. Ooh. Okay. All right. I could be wrong. Listen, I could be wrong. I have no idea about that. It just seems to me that if they've used magnets in the past, they wouldn't be afraid to do it in the future. Oh. Here we go. Ratta employee said that they couldn't do a crystal manta because the case was too thin for screws, so the design did impose constraints. Yeah. Not only that, I mean, a lot of things happened because of that design. BM, key phrases. Yep, I use keywords, and there's sometimes phrases as well. Think Nazoni will look for Kit's vid. All right, so wow. What was I talking? Oh yeah, the keywords. So I brought up to Ratta, I said, hey, do you think, and you guys let me know what you think about this idea, and this is my keywords idea. I was like, hey, do you think we could couple keywords with the highlighter? Like, let me give you guys an example here. Like, this is the thing I face a lot. This is oh, I was about to get seriously upset just now. I thought this was having a problem. All right. So the problem I have right now is just this right here. I don't like this process. I think this process needs to be a little bit better. And this is what my gripe was and my suggestion to Ratta. So, say I wanted to make something a header, or not a header, but a keyword. So I'll go. Try it again. Okay, so I'll select broke, and I'll select the K for keyword. You see how it takes you to a different menu, right? It takes you to a different menu to do whatever you're gonna do, right? It's basically asking you to confirm that yes, their spelling is correct. I do want to add what you have here to the keywords, and I add it. It's added, but I'm still in the screen. I'm still here. So now I got to go back and back out of the screen. Now I'm back to my note. So this is what I suggest. I'm like, well, hey. At first I thought, well, if we select, well, the gestures again. If we select something and select keyword, two things should happen in my mind. One thing, we shouldn't have to go to a different screen. My thing is, when we do this, this is one way to handle it. When I click on keyword, don't take me to another screen. Don't take me to the keyword screen. Just give me a box down here that asks me, hey, do we have the spelling correct? Is the spelling right? There we go. That asks me, hey, is the spelling right? Is this what you want to add to your keywords list? And just a box down here. There's another, as soon as I kick the clay, as soon as I pick the K, add a box down here that asks me, is the spelling correct? I can confirm that and then keep going. I don't need to go to a different screen to do all that. That can be done right there. And even if I did need to change the spelling of the keyword, when I click keyword and it asks me to confirm that I want to add it to the list, it should also be an option next to that asking me, hey, or giving me the option to modify the word if it's not correct. If I choose to modify it, give me a text box just like you normally would for anything else and let me handwrite in the correction, but keep me in the note. Keep me right here. Don't take me to another part. Don't take me to another menu. Keep me right here in the note. Make everything pop up right here. I can change that right here if it needs to be changed. Most times it don't need to be changed, but if I do need to change it, let me change it right here and then confirm it. This goes away after I confirm, and now we're going on to the next word we want to make a keyword. That's more efficient to me because we don't have to go to this screen right here. Jeez, I hate this. We don't have to go to this screen, this separate keyword screen. That needs to we need to get rid of that. So my idea was to say, hey, what if we added an option to the menus to say, would you like to link keywords with the highlighter? In other words, anything I highlight, it will now recognize I highlighted that. It's obviously of some importance. Now, as soon as I get done highlighting it, it comes up with a pop-up menu like it does when I do this. Oh. And so as soon as I do the highlighter, it comes up with a pop-up menu like this right here. But instead of giving me these options, it just gives me the option to confirm that I want to add that to the highlighting list. And all I have to do is hit that button, confirm, and move on to the next thing. It never takes me to another list. It never takes me out of the notes. I highlight it. Selection menu comes up. Click confirm if it's correct. If it's not correct, give me another button that lets me change the spelling. Then confirm it there, and then move on to the next thing I want. That goes away. I move on to the next thing I want to highlight. A menu comes up. Now you can opt out, right? You can say, hey, I don't like my highlighter giving me the option to make my highlighted words or phrases a keyword. And you can opt out, or maybe it's an opt-in situation to where it's not there until you go into the menus and opt in for it. Either way, just another way to add keywords to your keywords list that to me is way more efficient, and may even cause people who don't use keywords to actually use keywords if they highlight something and they see, oh, I highlighted this and it's giving me the option to add this to my keywords list. Might as well, bam, add it to keywords. What do we think? I think they like the idea because, like I said, they emailed me about it, just asking me to kind of to flesh it out and explain it more. So I think that's cool. Let's go to the chat real quick. Zet says, a Ratta employee said that they're, oh, yep, we've already talked about that. BM says, brilliant. We definitely need that highlighter and keyword. I think combining those two things would be clutch. eInk, Manta is out for delivery. Yeah, yo. Let's get the air horns going for Manta out for delivery. We got a Manta out for delivery. That's what's up, She. Well, congratulations. Like I said, we'll do a live tomorrow. If you're around, let me know what you think. Just in time for me to get my 2025 calendar set up. Anyone have any recommendations for planners on the 10.3 device? On a 10.3 device. Everyone says I should try Voya's My Deep Guide planner. Everyone says that's really good. I will check that out first. The Rock says, rather than keywords, could you get the same result with stars? No, you couldn't get the same result with stars. And this is how I use stars. I'm not sure how you guys use them, but you can let me know if you use them the way that I do. The way that I use stars, is as like a bookmark, right? So let me open a note here. This is not a good one. The Manta doesn't have enough. The Nomad would have it. All right, so here we go. This is a good one. So it's how I use maybe show notes would be better. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So this is how I use the star system, and it's a very different way for me. So the star system. Whoa. Here we go. All right, so how I use the star system, and we'll look at the stars I have here. Okay, I use the star system as like a bookmark. So it wouldn't work for my keyword things, because my keywords could be a word, a couple words, a phrase, and highlighting would cover all of those instances where the star system you can put the star by a word or a phrase, but you won't know what the word or phrase is from this star menu. You would just know what page it is, right? What page it's on. You'd have to go into that page to kind of look and see where that star is. And it's like right there. So that's how I use stars, as like bookmarks. If I want to bookmark a certain thing, I put a star by the thing I want to come back to. And that does two things. It bookmarks the page, and the star, where the star is at, lets me know exactly where on that page the pertinent information is. So that's how I use stars, as a more refined bookmark system. Yeah. So the keywords, I would love to use them more. As you can see, I would love to use the system more, but every time I think about the cumbersome way you have to add these things to a list, it's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going back my note that I just took like 8 hours on making, and then I'm gonna take another 8 hours on it just creating keywords. Nah. We need something that's a little more automatic. And that's why I think the highlighter would be perfect. Because right now, I mean, obviously the highlighter is just a highlighter. So you highlight something, it just highlights. But what does that mean? Yeah, you could come back to it. But if you're in a list of things, if you're in a view, none of these views show you anything that you've highlighted. So you have to go to a page to know that you have highlighted something there. And then you have to know that there's highlighting there, because nothing's going to tell you that there's highlighting here. Whereas the keywords would at least give you some indication of what you might have somewhere if they link the keyword and the highlighter. All right, let's go to the chat. Rock says, rather than keywords, could you get the same result with stars? No, not me personally. Maybe someone else can get that same use out of the stars. Can you keyword and highlight the same word? Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what this would be solving, BM. It would, and that's I'm glad you brought that up, because this would give keywords a graphical representation, right? Right now, like, let me just give you an example. Right now, I'm gonna make specs a keyword. So I'm going to make it a key. And the process is too convoluted. It's just too much. Then I got to add Then I got to go back to the note. It's like, come on, man. That's too many steps. If I highlight it, confirm it, bam, it's done. Move on to the next thing. Anyway, so now specs is a keyword, right? Specs is a keyword now. How do we know that, chat? How do we know that specs is a keyword right now? We don't. So if I wanted to look at my page right now and just get a glimpse of important words or whatever, I'd have to make specs a keyword, and then I'd have to go behind myself and then highlight specs. Because that's how I do it now. Me highlighting stuff is basically letting me know, it's giving me a graphical representation of things that I've keyworded or key phrased. But if the highlighter just did that for me anyway, that's 2 birds, 1 stone, chat. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's go back to the chat. BM, or you can header keyword be both done at the same time. Yep, headers and keywords can be both at the same time. But that still doesn't solve my problem. Because if I just want headers, you know what I mean? That's cool if I want something to be a header and a keyword, right? But if I just want it to be a keyword, now I still have no graphical representation of what that thing is. Highlighters will solve that. Finding a graphical representation for keywords so you would know that you have a keyword on that page rather than going to the keywords and looking through them, which is a good way to organize your keywords and scan through and maybe jump to keywords. But I should be able to look at a page and know if there are keywords here or not. Like, my memory ain't that good. I ain't gonna remember everything I keyworded. I mean, we could always just go to the keyword menu, right? And look at our keywords. But wouldn't it be really nice to, just like we have headers, let me go to a header. Wouldn't it be nice to, just like we have a graphical representation for a header, yeah, we have the header menu here that we can go to and see our headers, right? We got the headers here that we can go through and look at, but we also have a graphical representation of the header on the page to signify that, yes, this is a header. It would be nice to have something that says, yes, this is a keyword. You know what I mean? What we got in the chat here? eInk says you would have to have a hold on the end of the highlight, and that. Oh, there we go. Bam, eInk. That's it. That's the missing piece. That is the missing freaking piece right there, eInk. What an awesome idea. Are you a developer? I'm sure you are. That's it. That would solve the problem, right? Now you don't even have to have an opt-in, opt-out situation. You holding down the highlighter would be the opt-in portion of this, right? So if I selected the highlighter and I wanted to highlight ZVE10 right here, I highlighted it, then held it, bam, a menu pops up. If I don't want a menu to pop up, I just highlight it and let it go. eInk, you solved the problem. Now I have to email them again with this bit of information saying that, hey, on live we came up with a way that you don't even need an opt-in, opt-out option. You just have everybody opt in, and the way you get that menu is you hold it. Brilliant. Okay, all right, on to the rest of the chats here. I'm geeking out over brilliant design. This is good stuff. Max says, we sometimes highlight an entire paragraph. I wouldn't like to have that paragraph as a keyword. Good point, Max. And this eInk option that we just went over, where you hold the highlighter after you highlight something to signify you want to add that as a keyword, that will solve that problem, man. That will solve that problem. Like they do with perfect shapes. Absolutely, eInk. Absolutely. Dr. Ling, sounds like a difficult challenge for programmers. Dr. Ling says, but a very interesting feature. Absolutely. Richard says, I use stars as a to-do to what I need to do after a meeting. Good point. That's the way I used to use stars as well. I used to use stars as to-dos as well for to-do lists. until then they added the to do thing, and now I circle things and just add it to the to do list. The UI should be visible as you suggest. Yes, some kind of graphical representation. Richard says, I use headings for group searching. I use keywords for major project references. I use keywords for when I want to find out where I was talking about something, right? I use keywords like if I did a video and I'm like, okay, I know this video I referenced a backlit screen. I know that in this particular video I referenced backlit screen, so let me go and check. So now I can go to my backlit screens note, go to keywords, find the phrase I'm looking for in that thing, or the keyword I'm looking for in that, and click on it, and it takes me right to the page. So that's how I use keywords right now, which I would use. That would be way more useful if I went in and did it to every note. I don't do it to every note because of how cumbersome the process is. Richard says, I agree with Brian with the highlighter. The highlighter should extract the words highlighted. Yes, Brian. Yes, I missed that, but I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what I'm saying. The highlighter should extract the words highlighted. Any word highlighted, it should just automatically, if you hold it after you highlight it for a second, it should just add that word to your keywords list or that phrase to your keywords list. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Rock says, eInk latex poorly planner is a good one. Awesome. Richard says, eInk, I personally like MDO. Max says, agreed that eInk has a great UI idea. Yes, that was clutch, eInk. Max says, I hack keywords as a way to assign settings to a particular notebook. Nice. Very nice. Very, very cool, unique uses for keywords that we can all agree that could use a more seamless way to add them, I think. Mr. Demib says, just got my Manta. Are keywords the same as tags and other software like Apple Notes? What do we think, chat? Are keywords like tags? Yeah. They're like tags. I can agree with that. I can get down with that. All right, chat. I think we solved the problem. I'm gonna email Ratta right now, and let him know about the eInk option. She nailed it. She nailed it on that one. That's awesome. Let's get the outro music going. Do we have outro music today? Oh boy, we do. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining the show today. We learned a lot. Watch a couple videos. I want to do more video stuff in my lives. Maybe even do some more Reddit stuff too. I'm making a Rants About Tech subreddit. So we can congregate on Reddit in one spot. We'll have a spot on Reddit to congregate. For some reason, my business email is having a problem getting situated. But as soon as I get situated, I'll be making that Rants About Tech subreddit for us to hang out and for people to come and attack us. And then we can gang up on them there. We'll lure people into the chat and then gang up on them. It'll be perfect. All right, everyone. Don't forget about the show. We do this Monday through Friday live, 10 a.m. to usually 11 or so, but it's almost 1, so who knows? All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. And you guys try to have a great day. Until next time, take care.